Hey, that thing bright. We look. Hey, yes, you're gonna see me in this sweater. It's one of the only ones I got. If you don't like seeing me in this sweater, then buy me a new one. Shoo. We doing some question and answer. We're gonna do some question and answer today. The reason why we're doing question and answer is because we got we got to clear up the confusion out here. Folks is confused out here, boy. Look, I'm getting these emails in my inbox about these brothers nationalizing the focus, taking their money. They ain't helping them nationalize. They taking all of their information. They sitting up here acting like they a governmental entity when it's sad, man. We got the teardrops. I seen a Kale. Hey Pat, hey Shamba D, greetings to you. What's up, Mr. Will I am. That's one of my uncle's names, Will. So, I understand the motion right there. Let me so how did I know we have a family trust or a world estate? I got to thinking. What Noble Drew Ali said, if he could get us to think for ourselves, he wouldn't have to free us. We can free ourselves. Where did he get all that wealth to be able to start building the temples? Islam to you, brother. Just when you watching this, Ashay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You have to ask yourself. When Noble Drew Ali came back from his trip from the East, and the secret societies, no longer a secret, the societies, the Gnostic societies, when he came back from the East and they gave him the history of Yehoshua ben Yusuf, also known as Jesus. They changed his name. His name is Yehoshua ben Yusuf. He is the great-great-grandson of Ruth the Moabitess and the distant cousin of Muhammad, the founder of the Muslim religion. And they think that they ain't related. When he got back, where did all the wealth come from to be able to start building the temples and pushing the information we needed, the Moors needed, to understand their heritage and their history, where they come from, their ancestors and their forefathers and foremothers, and what they did here? He got all that wealth, caveat emptor. He found that he had a world trust estate by studying not only constitutional law, but everything, all of those codes, everything. And he never revealed the identity of his parents either, because he didn't want people, shrining his parents. So he never revealed it. But I guarantee you his mother gave him a lot of information. I'm glad you asked the question, because that's what this is. Exempt starting in December. What can I do before or after filing taxes so that irony have to pay taxes? Put that another way, so that you won't have to pay taxes? How does that work? I got your back. We in the Zodiac Constitution. These is foundational documents that I feel are necessary for all Moors to have. We're doing the civil order this morning. We got the Zodiac Constitution for this afternoon, this evening teaching. I also share with y'all what's going on in my life, because y'all here. Y'all be chilling with me, So you see me going on a tangent, just redirect me, so you don't have to pay taxes. You can do this one of two ways, brother. You can send those writs and those affidavits to the Internal Revenue Service, but you have to send it to the living being. You have to send it to the person that is administrating the organization. When they get the writs and the affidavits and all of those laws and all of those codes and your declaration that you're indigenous, not subject to tax, that living being has to yell down his command chain and say, quit touching this man's income that he's working for. That's exactly how it works. You don't have to fill out no forms. You don't got to submit. You don't got to get an approval. You have to declare and proclaim what it is you want. Those writs and those affidavits say you're indigenous to this land, not subject to taxes. So Answer your question. If you don't want them taxing you and touching your income, send those writs, email them, attach them. I did it to everybody. And it got real silent from the other side after I got done paper terrorizing everybody. So, I let it be known. Zodiac Constitution. What's going on in my life? I need 2 more references. I need 3 references so that I can work with these troubled youth in an elementary school setting. And I'm going to raise these youth and I'm going to help them and I'm going to teach them about the Moors and our history so they can pass it down to the next generation. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Zodiac Constitution. Passing it on to the next generation. All the fathers, all the males in the family sit down, they round table, and they draft up what they desire to happen to the next generation. All the mothers do the same exact thing. And then they both sit down together and they go over the desires and the wishes and they agree on the terms and conditions of what's going to happen to the next generation. And they put it in trust and they find a competent heir of the family. They train this competent heir up to be able to administrate not only the wealth, but decision-making power so that the whole generational bloodline can be healed and the history can be preserved. And we could go ahead about our happy, merry way, doing it the right way this time. Shoot, everybody doing it the wrong way. We doing it the right way around here in this council, man. We ain't, look. See, I be getting, I'm telling y'all be having me. Y'all gonna see in the group, a lot of y'all in the group, I didn't want COINTELPRO operatives taking all of the information and doing whatever they want. Then making some fake institution or some fake governmental entity and then having all the people believing on them and praying off the people and having they sending their FRN notes. They ain't getting no responses. They ain't getting no help. They ain't getting no direction. No, that's done. They're done out here. They're getting exposed. Noble Drew Ali said he gonna tear the cover off of all the secret societies. Well, I like to tear the cover off of the falseness that's going around here, hindering our people from moving forward. Preface, the Zodiac Constitution. I'm looking for questions as well to answer them while we busting these articles down, so stay with me, please. We need to know this. Moorish adepts, Moorish scientists, master masons, Eastern seals, sheiks, sheikesses, neophytes, Great Seal PhDs, LLDs, the erudite of jurisprudence. Amanuensis, masters, and world scholars have studied and marveled upon analyzing the written Zodiac Constitution. This highly qualified document was penned by C.M. Bay, a third, 33rd, and 360-degree free Moorish master mason, master astrologer, PhD, LD, LLD, and constitutional lawgiver. That's what us consuls do. We are constitutional. Republic constitutional. We talking that organic 1787, 1788. We talking that organic Articles of Confederation before all those amendments in the 14th Amendment citizen. Peace and light to you, love. I can't wait to figure out a way to bust a move and get to you so that we can have some of that organic food. Can't wait to sit down and fellowship at the round table. All the family needs to be doing that. If you's a male in your family right now, and your people are divided, and you're an awake, you're a woke, conscious heir, then it's your responsibility to unite them. Now, anybody that don't want to unite, they got to bust a move. They got to go. Because we already know the generations have proven that this unity and schisms is the cause, one of the root cause for the economic distress that we have in our communities right now. Division, family division, extended cousins, the primary family, the friends, it doesn't matter. It's all divided. And as a man, I just got into it with my brother. I said, what you think you doing, bro? Your other 2 kids in this state, you in another state, you with so-and-so. Well, what about your babies? He got mad at me. We got in a fight. But at the end, he sat down. He said I was right. About to go get his babies. Because that's what we supposed to do. Be united. Man, they better quit playing with me. I ain't about to have 10 Service Corporation members roll up on me and not have my family behind me. Now, if my bloodline don't want to do it, I'll find some like-minded Moors that want to mob with me, and we can go ahead and get it. But I know one thing, when you pull up, you're going to think twice about attacking me, touching me, thinking anything but other than a have a nice day, sir. You know? Hey, see, that's what the family do, boy. They be mobbing, feeling each other, protecting each other, taking care, man. They need to know that y'all care about one another. Oh, look at his family. From an Albion standpoint, from a Moore standpoint, from a divided family standpoint. Dang, they united, man. They take care of each other. Look how happy they are and how whole and healthy they are. Look, they live life without fear. They're growing and raising each other up. Look at them. Then you become the example in your community. And that example is a reflection to all of them how they need to be. Boy, stop preaching, man. Get to this document, man. Yeah. This masterwork was registered in the Library of Congress, Copyright Office with the Department of Justice at Washington, D.C., United States Republic of North America. That's the copyright number right there. That's copyright AA222141. Now, I just heard the Department of Justice, United States Republic of North America. There are interesting and effective literally, characteristics about CMB's written Zodiac Constitution, which go beyond the fact of its being clear, simple, and direct. More scholars will take note that it maintains the ancient Moabite Moorish scientific, metaphysical, and spiritual approach to the number 7, in harmony with the natural constitution of man's makeup. Other learned intellectuals of the varied and advanced Gnostic schools of the world and of government no doubt must appreciate its uncluttered directness and integrity towards justice. The written Zodiac Constitution was not readily available to the masses due to the nature of limited access to Moorish schools of learning and the suppression. Oh, see, I lost the page somewhere. Okay, I'll find that page eventually and come back with y'all. Y'all know what the reference number is, so y'all can get on that and read it. Article 1. Hey, Yusef. Man, I love y'all. I just had somebody call me and say, hey, I ain't trying to get nothing out of you or nothing. I just want to give because of the work you're doing. I said, yeah? Well, you still going to get something out of me. And I gave him an earful. I thanked him. You know, I told him about the group. He can go in the group, and I think he's already in the group. Download the files that's already there. Y'all know, hey, Mom, every time you tune in, I love seeing you, Mom. You got to call my cell phone. We need to talk because some things is going down. I'm stomping around in the family right now, having fun. Article 1, the 12 signs of the Zodiac, the code of mathematics scaling from 0 to 9, and science of geometry comprise the constitution of the living Moorish nation of North America, referred to as Negroes, who ruled the world and the 7 seas by the 12 signs of the Zodiac and the science of geometry for 1196 years. To the Amazon Dutch German Catholic priesthood fathers of the Revolution of 1789 and the Sisterhood Magna Carta, Emancipation Proclamation, Union Society of White Supremacy in 1863 North America. Article 2. Zodiac Constitution, Birthrights, the Moorish American. Since the 12 jurymen of the 50 Union States Magna Carta document of white supremacy. And I wish y'all ever read that before. The Magna Carta. Okay, Mom. That's my roommate. That's my homegirl. She the one that got me the job. I'm going to be taking care of these kids. She called me up. She the one who referred me. Since the 12 jurymen of the 50 Union States Magna Carta document of white supremacy and the 9 judges of their Supreme Court were founded upon our Moorish Zodiac 12 signs, mathematical constitution, the lawmakers have no jurisdiction over the free Moors, the Bays, and the Ales in the inherited land of the Moorish nation, namely USA, Canada, Central, and South America. Listen to what he just said. The lawmakers, policy enforcers, have no jurisdiction. So you could take this document right here that's registered in Washington, D.C. in the Department of Justice, and you can bring it to any tribunal, and you can state this is in the Library of Congress, and this document says, y'all ain't got no jurisdiction over me. I'm a L or a Bay, or whatever other title you got on your name. Why we don't use what we have? All of these documents, all of these rules, all of these laws, like we can't bring these laws up in the tribunals and remind them of their own place. Shoot, man, look. I sent the Civil Order. I sent the Zodiac Constitution. I sent my writs. I mailed, I emailed, I typed my own words up. They knew who I was. The lady, I called the lady, she said, this is Osanya Bay. Yeah, well, also known as Orlandis Hobbs. Well, the woman say, we didn't get your paperwork. Just because you said you didn't get it don't mean you didn't. I sent with the electronic return receipt, and I got a confirmation that you did receive it. So you can deny that you received it all you want. If they admit to guilt. That's why they never respond to you. They just file the paperwork, and anytime somebody tries to come against your estate, then they know that there's contractual agreements in place to prevent that from happening. For all you SPCs, secured party creditors, love you very much. Got great information. Help me out to be able to teach people. But instead of, people ain't got all these FRNs to be filling all these documents and submitting them to the court and waiting for approval and getting denied and then having to resubmit them or nothing like that. Freedom of Information Act. Submit a Freedom of Information Act, and you get all your information, everything, without paying a dime. It's your right. Your right to your information. It's yours. It belongs to you. Can't nobody hold your information hostage. The Moorish American nationality and their surnames, Bay and El, are their inherited birthrights without a legal due process of the lawmakers of the Union Society, USA. What our Moorish forefathers were, we are today without a doubt or contradiction, namely Moorish. Let me see. Bring them on camera, call you later. Bay is watching. No questions? Cool. What's up, Tom Ray? Good to see you. Yusuf Nasir. Man, y'all all got my love. All the work y'all do all around these towns, man. I'm telling you, this is how I got to the man I am, watching y'all. Watching men like Tamar Ray, watching men like Yusuf Nasir Bey, doing the work. That's how I became that. Studying the works of the prophet, shying away from the negative temples and trying to integrate. I ain't never been to a temple. You know, I tried to go to one. I called. I left 3-4 messages. Nobody responded. So I don't really know what that be about. But I did see a picture of one, and that thing was immaculate. I see why y'all keep going to them. How did Noble Drew Ali get all of that wealth to be able to start building temples in 1913? Please tell me how he got that wealth. I told you. I'm going to tell you how he got it. Later on, how we get it in. We got to be mature before we can manage a global and be trusted with a world estate. Tax and military exemption for Moorish Americans. Here you go, bruh. Whoever just asked about taxes is right here. Tax and military exemption. The Moors, referred to as Negroes, definitely can never become members and citizens of the Union Society of the 48 States. Therefore, they cannot be forced or drafted into the Union, USA, Army, or military. Army or military service to fight for the Magna Carta Code of the white supremacy against themselves. That's what you're doing. When you go in to fight, you under the Magna Carta Charter. Who is you fighting? Your brothers and sisters all over the world. For the sake of the Amity Commerce flag. Oh, say, can you see? That's a lot of blood on that flag. I'm telling you now. Amity and Commerce. Running around, flying that flag, killing everybody, hurting everybody. Usurping everything. Fraudulent. It shouldn't exist anymore. Oh, wait. Hold on. The lawmakers of the 48 State Union order cannot force Moors, the Bays and L's to pay taxes, because taxation without representation is a supreme violation of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, birthrights of Islam. Come on now. What did he just say? Violation. Right there. Get violated. When you break that gang code, you get stomped out for 6 minutes because you got violated. You wasn't honoring the code. That's what happens. They get violated. It's a violation. When the Union lawmakers denounce their immoral Magna Carta Code and resort to the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, the Moors are compelled to pay taxes because everyone of the nation will be equally represented by it. There is no room in the science of masonry, the zodiac, for mystic god religious worship, race, color, ignorance, war, crime, slavery, and human injustice. Period. Boy, Islam to you super low. Yeah, we get down. Then we hit them switches and get high on them. Super low in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Put me in the caps. Adequate employment and protection for Moorish Americans. Hey, Kimberly, submit your questions. Stern Mayat Bay. What up, Stern? Man, stay stern on them. Stay rigid, man. Don't let them get away with nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Kimberly, you said you had some questions. I've been looking in the comment section. I don't want to be sitting there while I'm trying to read through this to be, I'm trying to answer the question and answers as they come so that we can take care of everybody while we on the line. Adequate employment and protection for Moorish Americans. Every lawmaker, the heads of industry, and business enterprise of the 50 States Union Order are obligated members and citizens of the Magna Carta Christian Church and Temple system of Christ the King of the Jews, meaning jury over the wealth and culture of the living Moorish nation of North America. Now hear him clearly, man, because he's telling truth. It's registered in the Congress. Therefore, by the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, the Moors, Bays, and L's can demand adequate employment. He didn't say ask for. He didn't say stand in the DRS social service system and wait for your $203 worth of food stamps divided by 30 days. That means you only eating off of $6 a day, less than that. Then you got 3 or 4 family members. Now you eating off of $2 a day. Your kids is eating off of $1.50. It's like a third world country after they get done with you. He didn't say we got to stand there and hope for, beg for, wait to see. No, he say can demand adequate employment, food, clothing, shelter, medical care, equal rights, respect, and protection from mob violence, rape, and injustice. Otherwise, without being obligated to the Union Church and religious system of the Order of Christ, the white sun, idol God. Who is that? Sergio Borgio. Sergio Borgio. That's his name. He the cousin or related to one of the popes. They was homosexuals. He wanted to paint the boy. Whoever the artist was, Michelangelo or whoever painted it, put it on a picture, and then hyper-mass propagated it all over the world as the picture of this white sun god. Okay. Then you look at the Last Supper. Those was criminals taken out of a Roman jail. They all was told to look good and pose around the table while they was eating. They painted all of those men with Sergio Borgio in the middle. And some man laying on his chest. Got his hand all on his thigh and some more stuff. Look, I ain't even going to start. Look, I'm going to leave him alone. Meije, much love to you, man. I appreciate the convo, talking on the phone, sharing our history. We grew up, how we doing, what we thinking. It's always, man. Yeah, and that's why they say they ruthless, because they without a mother. You say that person ruthless. They without a mother who trained them how to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Stop looking down on your bros and beating them all up mentally, especially if you higher in the sciences, man. Help them. If you higher in the sciences, you got more wisdom and knowledge than them. Don't be sitting up there acting like they ain't nothing because you know more. You know what I'm saying? Help your bros out. Hey, you got this almost right, but let me show you how to perfect it now. Because some of the Moors know how to chart stars. Some of them are adept masters in different areas of their life. Y'all got to come together and use those skills. Use those adept skills to be able to grow one another. Boy, we are our brother's keepers, man. Come on, man. When you sit here with your bro at the club and you let him neglect his children while he's sitting over there getting drunk with you and y'all having a great time and you got a moral conscience and you got your children, but he don't have his, you better tell him to go home and take care of his babies. Get up out your face chasing after this tail. What you talking about, Willis? You got children, bruh. We ain't no kids no more. We can't be playing around here. Our people dying out here, man. We sitting here getting sauced up, still doing things we was doing in 1985. Man, you better get out of here. Sitting here drinking and watching these TV shows and looking all crazy, watching the same court shows, same reruns from 2003. What the hell? Come on, man. Look, I'm sorry, y'all. This is how I be thinking in my brain. I'm sorry. All right, let me finish. Therefore, by the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, the Moors, the Beys, and the Els can demand adequate employment, food, clothing, shelter, medical care, equal rights, respect, and protection from mob violence, rape, and injustices otherwise without being obligated to the union, church, and religious system of the Order of Christ, the white sun idol god. Okay, what did this just say? Well, the United States Service Corporation ain't providing this protection because they're the ones beating us up or killing us or oppressing us or occupying our land or being violent to us. Our family members ain't providing protection when they see us getting beat down by policy enforcers or corporate mercenaries. They're not doing anything while we're getting beat down by them or detained or taken. You know what I'm saying? So who's going to provide this protection that he just said we can demand? Well, ain't that supposed to be us? Hey, bruh, you got this gun. It's pointed at my brother. I got one too. And if you don't lower your weapon, then we going to have a nice little 10 paces and a draw. Okay? Because nobody should be allowed to harm your family and your blood. Nobody. I don't care who they are. I don't care what they doing. Then you got these brothers. Y'all got little sisters. Y'all letting y'all little sisters run around with these jokers out here. Y'all need to be charging these men or your sisters. Hey, you need to make sure this is a copacetic joker you dealing with. You need to make sure he's intelligent. If he come around, he just abusing your sister, or using her, or mentally manipulating her, taking advantage of her, then you as the big brother, you as the brother need to say something, man. Letting these dudes out here come in your family, pop your children full of kids, pop your family full of kids, your bloodline full of kids. Then these men leave and you sitting there looking like, why is we all starving around here? Because the dude that went and popped your sister full of kids, he gone somewhere on the next woman. Because ain't nobody charge him. Ain't nobody keep him accountable to himself. Or the woman. Or the sister. Keep everyone accountable. That's love. Accountability. That's true love. When you holding somebody accountable to the truth of themselves. Immoral marriage license code against the zodiac law of nature. The marriage license is a bank bond. That certificate is a bank bond. That's why the churches be pushing. Get married, get married, get married. Bank bonds all day long. Now it's 2 estates they are streeting at one time. Truth cannot be altered and therefore needs no apology nor doctrine because it is the supreme mental doctor itself for the entire human family, women and men. Thus the truth is the sisterhood Christian daughters of the American Revolution established the marriage license states right code to prevent the Moorish men and women from marrying into their Magna Carta society of right supremacy. So the Moorish men and women weren't ever supposed to get licenses anyway. Yes, filed in the court of orphans all day long. I was an orphan, by the way. I had people in my life, but they chose not to take care of me. That's okay. That's what growing your manhood to be. Did you ever stop to think that women and men are already married by the supreme law of nature? Come on now. And that a marriage license is an act of violation of the law of nature? Like you got to tell a man and a woman if they can or can't come together. Like you have to approve before anyone the contractual agreement between a feminine energy and a masculine energy. If you on here, that's the correct one, bro, Mr. Male. And Man, I honor you, man. You got love. I appreciate you. Give state right over women's eggs. Yes, that's the truth. I read that somewhere. Yes, they do. So they could go in and take your children before they even coming out the womb. The natural law union between woman and man spells love and the reproduction of a child in which a marriage license plays no part in. Don't feel no type of way. Love is an energy that I believe can exceed any boundary that somebody wants to put on it. Definitely, there cannot be any illegitimate children, offspring from women and men, because woman is the supreme gate of creation of both male and female children by the law of nature, which spells Islam, or I, self, law, and master, and carpenter, and the grand architecture of the human family. Adam means the positive forces, A-D-A-M, or A-T-O-M, means the positive forces in women, and sons responsible for evolution or the reproduction of children by the law of nature. The Pope, priest, the preacher, and judges of a Christian society definitely cannot prove that their Adam and Eve had a marriage license. Did you ever stop to think that the marriage license code is an act of selling women and men back to themselves? Oh, really? The Union Magna Carta Marriage License Code, unfortunately and unconsciously, caused the white women to be cut off from the human family. The Moorish nation. In other words, the white women are supreme social slaves against their will and desire. This has caused them to carry in their mind and heart a secret sorrow and anger, which causes their children to inherit a tendency of crime, hatred, insanity, and various other diseases. What you say? So by way of their practices, they excommunicated themselves from the human family. Then when that happens, now you got these European women right now, they are going and getting inseminated with more babies. And the reason why they are doing that, this is what they're doing. They're telling people that the genetic code of the Moors is stronger than theirs. It's not a recessive gene. That is a recessive gene. If I can have a life, no, you're going to notarize your affidavit. If you're on here, Jovian, you're gonna notarize your affidavit by your own hand. You can be your own notary. You don't need nobody permission to be you at all. Operate in the capacity of you. You don't need nobody permission. You don't need another human being notarizing something for you. You notarize it with your own hand. I got your back, man. I'm gonna work with you. You call me up. We're gonna talk on the phone. I'll walk you through the steps. Supreme standard of the Zodiac marriage license. We almost there. We got 2 more pages to go and then we done. Here are the elements of the signs of the Zodiac and women and men's opposite signs involving the first marriage of the Zodiac law of nature. No preacher and money and license and neither religion is necessary in the standard Zodiac marriage law. In harmony with nature. 6 of them. Come on with it. Aries is fire and Libra is air. 1. Aries and Libra. Taurus is earth and Scorpio is water. Taurus and Scorpio. Gemini is air and Sagittarius is fire. Cancer is water and Capricorn is earth. Leo is fire and Aquarius is air. Virgo is earth and Pisces is water. Now, the 1863 Union Bible story of Eve and Adam were founded upon the Moorish Zodiac 12 signs law, the negative and the positive forces of nature, female and male. The Helios, Biblos, Suntext books, it's an astrology book. Man, only a few characters have even been verified as real human beings. I got so much information on errors in, I can't go there. It is still our book. It came originally from us, ancient Egyptian manuscripts. So even though it's been tampered with, we can still go back to the original sources and be edified spiritually behind it. We got 1 more page and we're done. Persons born under the opposite sign and the angle signs are in harmony with one another in every manner. Thus, first-hand knowledge of the sign under which you and your mate were born will guide your destiny in peace, progress, and happiness forever. Let us remember that this is not a theory. The zodiac is the absolute universal standard of marriage and human guidance. Women and men will know their duty towards one another and their children without being forced by the traditional code for the courtroom. Y'all know we'll know our duty to our children without somebody telling us that's what we have to do. Why does somebody need to tell us that we need to be parents? That is against nature. The baby's born in a group. The mom, all the babies, they feed off the mom. It's natural. You don't have to tell an animal to take care of his child, but you got to tell a human to take care of their child. You don't have to teach an animal how to be there nurturing your child, but you got to force or pull the arm of some of these mothers and fathers to be present and be providers and care for their children. What? You out your mind, boy. You better get to these babies. Because when they grow up and they betray you, and now you sitting there stuck, and ain't nobody taking care of you, looking out that window in that nursing home, you going to say why? And it's because you neglected them. Wake up. Go get them. Grandfather, if you got a crazy wayward son and you a grandfather on here and he got babies, go get his children. You know what I'm saying? Hold him accountable until he figures his life out. The Moorish Zodiac Constitution is the only universal unchanged moral law for the human family, for unity, human equality, respect, peace, and economic and social progress. Therefore, every Moor, the Bays and Ales, must be guided by this Constitution and book Clock of Destiny. I haven't got that book yet. I'm pretty sure I do have it in my files, but y'all got to get this Clock of Destiny. It's banging. I'm absolutely positive. If the Constitution is banging, then it's banging. Do that which is right by reason and have respect for the white lawmakers and citizens of the Magna Carta Union Society of the 50 states in order to demand respect from them. Respecting them gives us the lawful authority, the karmic authority to demand respect from them as well. Hey, each one teach one, James White. Yeah, peace to you, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's no revolution without our kids. That's correct. So the adults don't want to listen. They hard-headed. They hard-hearted, hard-headed. They don't want to come into it. So let's sit some babies down there. They can absorb the material and the information. And better that way anyway. Their minds ain't corrupt. If you dealing with people your age or older or younger, about 10 years distance, they ain't listening to you trying to wake them up. Go to the babies, man. Hey, kids, I want to teach you a class today. Teach them about the Moorish history. Teach them about the state. Teach them about economics. Teach them about jurisprudence. Teach them about what Noble Drew Ali did, how to govern the vast estate. And them kids going to grow up and do the thing the way they're supposed to. Take care of their family. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Every family member is supposed to be taking care of themselves. Take care of one another and themselves. The white peoples of the Union are guided by their Magna Carta traditions and customs, and the Moors are guided by the Zodiac constitutional law. Nevertheless, their customs and traditions, including themselves, must be respected by the Moors, without submitting themselves to any of the Magna Carta customs. That which is termed the Christian law is a rule of action, recorded on paper and supported by authority and force. The Zodiac law of nature is recorded in the wisdom and women and men, and supported by moral intelligence, the greatest law. Boy, moral intelligence, the greatest law. Come on, man. Knowledge of zodiac masonry, as shown in this Moorish constitution and also in my book Clock of Destiny, volume 1 and 2, will prevent a Moorish American, he or she, from indulging in crime. They then would not have to appear in the courtroom to stand trial. Should a Moorish American who has this constitution and book 1 and 2 indulge in a crime such as narcotics, robbery, forgery, prostitution, illegal whiskey or alcohol, illegal schemes, gambling, peace-breaking, violence, and disrespect for the law of the city, country, state, and federal, they have then incriminated themselves and therefore will be penalized. This constitution card and book definitely does not protect criminals. Beware. Here's how they've incriminated themselves. Our ancestors were morally upright. They stood on their lower selves. They fought and resisted every emotional temptation known to man. They stood on their lower selves until they could stand in their higher self. They made right decisions. They mastered themselves in whatever skills that they had. Oh, put that information on there, girl. What's that? When the Caucasians were made, they couldn't stay in the sun, so we're put in the Caucasus Mountains. The daughter lived longer than the man. This is where they get Dark Ages, caveman story, and DNA mixed with monkeys. Hey, see? She know, man. She be digging in that history, boy. Yes, it was a DNA, a genetic mess up. They were doing experiments with the DNA, and it messed up. And then they had to go and start repopulating with genetic codes that was stronger. And then, you know, over time, they got better. It got better. We're almost done. We're on page 7. Now, this Constitution card and book definitely does not protect criminals. Beware. The Clock of Destiny Moorish American card and identification and Constitution has been registered in the Library of Congress and signed by Arthur C. M. Bay. A Moorish American cannot be convicted on false accusation, framed up charges. The evidence against the Moorish American must be concrete proof beyond a shadow of a doubt. The Moorish nation of 150 million. So why we still walking around like we ain't got no family? Gene splicing, correct. We walking around like we ain't got no family, but just said the nation of 150 million people, 1951 of the USA, shall not be destroyed for lack of truth and knowledge of the law and constitution of the Moors. What? You ain't alone, bruh. You ain't alone, family. Y'all not alone. So when you go into these tribunals and you submitting your paperwork and you dealing with these people, have the mindset of the nation itself, the force of the nation behind you. The organic constitution and the republic fold of government under you, undergirding you. The Moorish American freedom and legal in the Christian Union courtroom. In the Christian Union courtroom, the Moors cannot be forced to remove their red fez from their heads, nor can they be forced to raise their hand and take an oath over the Christian Bible, nor can Moors and Bays and Els employ white or Negro. Now, let me rock with you. There were Christian Moors. There were Christian Moors that chose to adhere to the tenets of Christianity, and they still practice their Moorish faith, okay? Vice versa. Also known, the deists. All these people know the Bible, they confess Christianity, but yet they still practice Moorish sciences. So, you know, don't let the religious undertones, you know, move you from being in fellowship with one to another. They don't want you communicating. So they're going to divide you by religion. They're going to divide you by sexism. They're going to divide you by classism. They're going to divide you by everything. They don't want you unified. That is their goal. For you never to talk to one another, never to make plans with one another concerning uniting to come against whatever conspiracy is coming against you. To conspire means to plot. They sit in a room. They're major family members. They make plans on what's going to happen to you. But you don't make no plans about nothing. Just running around, smoking, drinking, doing whatever. Having fun, enjoying your life. Okay. Well, that's why we dying and suffering. Because we ain't communicating. We need to communicate. Oh, boy. Let's talk. Let's own the talk. Then we watching other people talk on the TV shows. I like that show, The Talk. You know, I used to watch it. You know, all them women up there. Then you mothers. You can beat on your man with your words. Tell him how he no good. Your girlfriends, your mothers, whatever. You know, you got this relationship. You're beating them all down with your words. Go run your mouth about this Moorish history and this Moorish nation all day long to everybody. When you want to be a chatty Cathy, you tell all your coworkers, all your friends, all about the history of the Moors and what's going on. That's how you work, girl. If you want to talk on the phone, talk about that. Don't just be wasted air. Have some substance. Teach something. Yeah, peace and light. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, what's up, Kester? Man, I seen you building the other day, man. Look, you showed me them videos of you building. Get down, man. We need builders. We need to be building these consular courts. I'm going to send you that Elodio title to you, my sister Sharon. Oh, y'all getting popping today. 20 folk on here with me right now. Hey, I see y'all. See, y'all love me, man. I love y'all too, man. All right, so the Negro is the property of the Union slave holders. All right, Negro, and the nigger problem. Let me tell you what niggers do. They go stand in line for food stamps. They lay around and just smoke and drink and have sex and make babies and watch TV and no work whatsoever. Okay? No nothing. Just hanging around. And I'm a nigger. I'm a thug. I'm a whatever. Okay? Not Moors. Not active Moors. I'm not talking about them. I'm not even talking about black people. I'm talking about the nigger problem. Then you want to put these classes on people. You want to teach them things that they ain't even associated with. You want to sit there and lie to them. You want to keep the thing going. No, man. No. We ain't going to keep it going. We ain't gonna keep telling our brothers and sisters we niggas and we thugs and we gangsters and whatever else. That's what the world try to make me. The world try to make me all of those things. The pimp, the gangster, the rapper, all of that. And you know what? I became myself. I resisted the temptation to be all of those things that I saw. And I became me, who I am. And I'm glad that it didn't turn me into nothing. And then all of the hurt and all of the trauma and all of the pain, I didn't let it make me have a bitter heart. I still chose to do the right things and not get all evil and vengeful and spiteful and start hurting people and mistreating them just because some unfortunate circumstances happened to me. Let it go. It happens to everybody. And to be honest, if you living in El Morocco, you ain't got no reason to complain. What? These kids is out here getting kidnapped, touched on, tortured. The mothers is over there. They getting their body sold. They got to sell their body to eat. I'm talking about these other real third world countries. You ain't got no reason to complain in El Morocco. You ain't doing no work. I'm coming out there with you, bro. We're almost done. The Moors must respect the court by saying, I affirm. Here the court has no jurisdiction over them, which automatically makes them qualified to defend themselves by the Zodiac Constitution. They keep on saying, challenge jurisdiction, challenge jurisdiction. It's already challenged because you're a Moor. That's why it's already challenged. They don't have it over you, so you don't need to challenge anything. It's already established. They don't have jurisdiction based on this right here. In the Liberian Congress, Department of Justice. So when you bring this document and say, hey, it's registered. Here's the registration number. It says you don't have jurisdiction over me. So by the Constitution of this government, because I am an indigenous Moor and I am declared, I'm defending myself. No, I don't want no Bar Association member leaving me in the court. Makes them qualified to defend themselves by their Zodiac constitutional law and mathematical number 9. The number 9 corresponds with the letter I, based on the 9 months from conception to birth, which makes you yourself the great I am, the first and highest law of self. Yeah, baby. We the law of self around here. We discipline ourselves. We make right choices around here. We don't be destroying our family by acting all crazy like we ain't got no sense, fighting and carrying on. Look. Please, I hope you still ain't watching Maury at 31 years old. Okay? I'm just... That's how old I am, so... But please, I hope you ain't watching... She is the father! Come on, man. Look. Protection and self-preservation in harmony with your Zodiac 12 signs, unchanged constitution, moral law of 360 degrees by your number 9. Boy, something wrong with me. Y'all know it is, but y'all help me stay sane. 360 degrees square by your number 9. The Moor Zodiac Constitution is referred to in Christian mythology as the Holy Quran or Al-Quran, meaning the earth, the moon, the sun, and the 7 planets, or the chronologically zodiac record of the Moorish nation of the North Gate, North America. The name Muhammad, prophet, religion, God, church, temple, and mosque were established by the Dutch Anglo-Saxon priesthood Franciscan fathers. Listen, this flag that we have while we're talking, because one of the sisters has been in my ear for about a month now, she's saying that the France put the green flag on there. Okay? On the all red flag. I guess it was a dispute between brothers, but she informing me that if you do your research correctly, that green red star is not supposed to be there. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, because I ain't dug that deep. But if y'all want to see, I'll post up some of the information so I can show y'all what she talking to me about. Just, hey, I got the picture of all the Moor flags on my profile page. All the dynasties. So I ain't tripping. I'll fly them off. I'll run them off. It don't matter to me. Hey, I love my Moor blood. All right. Franciscan fathers of the North who overthrew the Moorish Society of Islam between 1789 and the Union of 1863. The Moors, the Beys, and the Els must never attempt to teach or lecture in the Christian institutions, namely church, temples, mosques, synagogue. Listen. Church, temple, mosque, school, and hall. This is a violation of Union States right Magna Carta Code of Mary and Christ. So if we ain't supposed to be teaching the Moors, the Beys, and the Els, If we're not supposed to be teaching and lecturing in Christian institutions, the churches, the temples, the mosques, the schools, and the halls, then where are we supposed to be teaching at? Our home. That's where. In the home. Every day, all day. That's what should be the topic of conversation. Teaching, growing, organically. Working that brain, man. Working that pineal gland, man. You got to get them off the sugar. Hey, I relapsed, okay? I ate some sugar, okay? It's been a month. A whole, almost 2 months I've been off sugar. I've been relapsing. I need y'all help. Help me out. Send your energies my way for strength to stay away from this sugar and all this negative, this bad, these carbs, these food ain't good for me, man. I need y'all help. It's addicting, man. They make it that way. The truth of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution law and moral human principles definitely conflict with the Christian Union customs and doctrine of the Magna Carta from every angle, nor do not criticize the white people's belief in the religion of their son and women image, nor do not ever attempt to influence the white people to accept the oral truth and principles of your 12 signs, Zodiac Constitutional law, because the Magna Carta, go read that Magna Carta, is a Latin phrase meaning Magna Carta of white peoples, economic and social attraction only, which had its beginning in the colonies of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois in 1848 and 1854. If the lawmakers of the 50 Union State Societies of North America should attempt to ignore the Moorish American Zodiac law and birthrights of this Constitution, it would be an act of supreme violation of their own Magna Code. Wa alaikum assalam. Come on, man. They violating their own code if they don't recognize the Zodiac Constitution. Why? Because the regular organic Constitution, it was written using the Quran. It was written from all the holy books. All the men sat down with all the holy books, and they all had a consensus about what the organic Constitution would say. I love y'all very much. In the group, there are no more moderators. I deleted a lot of the files. I'm going to tread cautiously, and I need y'all to help me do that so we can keep the COINTELPRO operatives out. That's what we're making an effort to do. We got eyes. We're watching. There have been a few names that have been led to me. If people drop your names enough time, then I'm going to believe them, and I'm going to remove you from the group. Not necessarily my life or the family, because I like to work with people and hopefully try to figure out what the issue is, why we can't do it right, why we can't help people the right way, why we got to be praying on them and doing all of that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? So be encouraged. Every time y'all spend time with me, y'all make my day better. Y'all make life more enjoyable. Share the video. Consular Courts, hashtag Consular Courts everywhere. Everything. Next we're going to be working on more of the writs and affidavits and more of how to nationalize, because that's the order of the day. I love y'all. Be watch y'all soon. Yeah. Bam, bam.